よかったら膝枕でも頼めないか。
はい、どうぞどうぞ。
ありがとうよ。
はじめさんはいつになったら惚れてくれるんですかね。
諦める気は
ないですね。
そうか。
All right, here's the thing. We're season 3, episode 5 of Arifureta, and it's peak doesn't miss. Now, I will tell you though that there is one coinkadink. There is one little thing about episode 5 that I would have loved to see. But the reality is what we got was the end of the Halia tribe and Shay or Shia. Again, however you guys want to say it. I just say Shay, but the end of Shay's story. Or the end of Shay's arc. Now, if I was a guessing man, my thing is now we know we're going on to this next thing called 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥. So we're moving on to the next labyrinth. My main guess is after we conquer this labyrinth, we'll move on to another character, which at this point you have to imagine would be Tio, or it could be Kaori. Some could argue that Kaori kind of already had her arc as she went through regular Kaori and became Valkyrie Kaori. So let's just say she's off the table. We now have Yue, we have Kaori, and we have Shay, who have gone through kind of their own unique arc with Hajime. Now, again, if Kaori's off the table, I say, she could be next, but let's say she's off the table, then it would be Tio and then Shizuku. That would be next, essentially, for his harem. Not including the princess and some other minor characters like Altina this episode. Let's just say like the core girls, which is, at the end of the day right now, the core girls are Yue, Tia, or Tio. I always say Tia. Yue, Tio, Shay, Kaori, and Shizuku. Those are his 5 main Bs, period, the end. And then you can add in, our aquatic friends, with his little daughter girl and her mother. Like they're part of it too, but they're on their own right now. So with that being said, my guess is that after we pass this labyrinth, we'll go on to the next arc, which will probably, again, feature one of the girls. Now, you might say, okay, well, that sounds amazing. That sounds awesome. What's the big deal, Dom? So my thing is I love the way that Shay's arc ended, right? It had Hajime come in, and he met her at this big tree. The big tree is where her mother's buried, and we find out that Shay's mother had these certain aspects or certain aspirations to be a hero, and she failed them. She died. She got buried at this big tree, and now Shay and Hajime are both able to give thanks. Now, Hajime's thanks was for Shay and giving birth to her daughter, and very heartfelt, really awesome, really loved it quite a bit. Shay, at the end of it, crying, makes a little advance at Hajime. No big deal. Wasn't expecting anything to happen right there and there. Then they go up to the top of the tree, and a very long story short, because you guys watched it, is Hajime requests like a little lap. He requests like a little a lap pillow. And I was like, okay, this is your chance, Hajime. She was like, what do I gotta do to make you fall for me? That was his chance to say, I already have, and then pull her in for a kiss. I really think that there needs to be some kind of consummation with these girls. Like, at the end of the day, it's very much focused on Yue. Yue gets all the affection. Yue gets all the love from the smallest to the biggest amount of the love. But, as he begins to expand out his harem and realize that, okay, yeah, I love these girls too, he needs to kind of, spread that affection as well. And he's just not doing that, and that kind of begs the question of like, okay, why? You say you love this. Obviously, you love her. You know what I mean? It's okay to, still have like a standoffish approach, but then when it counts, kind of like, consummate or, put their mind at ease that, hey, this really strong feeling of affection still exists. And it just didn't happen. And I was like, oh man, that was such a really good opportunity to just solidify and really close off her arc. And then they could kind of play around with it for the future of, who's going to take Hajime to bed? Is it going to be Yue denies? Is it going to be Shay? Is it going to be both of them? And then Yue could play, pull her in whichever she wants. And, they could still play around with all those same things that they have been. but they just kind of like consummate their relationship. And I know you might say like, "Oh, Tom, this is so silly. Why are you harping on it so much?" It's like, well, they put it forth with us. You know, they made it a big point, but then they really didn't give us a big payoff. A lap pillow, I don't know if I would really call that as a big payoff. You know, that's kind of like, oh, well, they did consummate it. They held hands. Like, well, no, they really did it at all. UA is still like the only one that Hajime has gone to the nth degree, right? Everything you would want to see is on the table. I don't think we need to go as far as he has with Yue. Just a simple kiss, just a simple like, you know, hey, these feelings are real kind of thing. I think would have been just a really nice little pleasurable thing to see. Outside of that, the rest of the episode was awesome. I love seeing Shay's dad. I love seeing his badassery. I love seeing Hajime's relationship with the Emperor and how he kind of kicked his butt out. I like seeing his new deal with with the Beast Folk. I think the rest of the episode was just really kick butt, and I really loved it quite a bit. I really loved the end of the arc. I just really want to see just a little smidge more. It would have gone from really great to perfection. So yeah. All right, my friends, those are my thoughts. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys next week for more peek as we go into episode number 6. And next week is called 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥. All right, big ass tree. We'll see you guys next week for that. Peace.